Emotions come and go. They rise quickly, they feel intense, and then they settle. Anger, jealousy, fear, irritation, none of these states are permanent. But there's one thing people consistently misunderstand. During those emotional reactions, a person doesn't suddenly transform into someone else. They simply stop holding back what they normally keep under control. Their thoughts, attitudes, and judgments then seep out, and those moments didn't appear out of nowhere. They were already there, just muted or hidden. When a person says something harsh or disrespectful during an argument, it isn't just the emotion talking. Emotions don't invent new beliefs. They only lower internal barriers that usually prevent a person from speaking openly. So when someone claims afterward that they didn't mean it might make them feel better, but it doesn't change the fact that these words reflect something real inside them, something they prefer not to face. And once the emotional reaction is over, the person is still responsible for what they said and did. The feeling fades, but consequences remain. And blaming the emotion doesn't erase the impact. That doesn't mean that people should suppress their feelings or pretend to be numb. Emotions are a normal part of life, but there is a clear difference between experiencing an emotion and using it as a shell to justify behavior that consistently harms others. If in moments of anger, someone immediately jumps to insult, contempt, personal attacks, or statements like, "I regret being with you," or "You mean nothing to me," then it's worth acknowledging that these ideas didn't appear spontaneously. They reflect thoughts that exist beneath the surface. Even if that person usually tries to avoid acknowledging them, the sooner this is understood, the more honest and stable relationship become. A lot of people struggle with this because taking responsibility is uncomfortable. It's easier to say "I was stressed" than to admit "I say exactly what I think when I lose control." But stress doesn't rewrite someone's values or beliefs. It simply removes the filter. When the same damaging statements appear again and again during emotional moments, that's not a coincidence. It's a pattern. And repeated apologies don't fix a pattern. They only reset the cycle until the next explosion. And breaking out of the cycle requires a person to stop shifting blame onto the emotional state and to recognize that their reaction belongs to them, not to the feeling of the moment. And when that happens, people genuinely notice two changes. Either they stop reacting so dramatically because they understand what's really going on inside them, or they learn to handle their strong emotions without turning into someone they later feel ashamed of.